All right. And we're back. After a heavily punt-filled first match of the league, had some stuff to take care of, so I had to split the stream in half here. So in that Amulet Titan versus Titan Chef matchup, there were definitely punts in game 2. Our keep in game 3 was a little slow, but we'd already mulliganed the 6. In this deck, deck mulligan's okay, but not like fantastically so. So going down resources, it's sometimes harder to hit the speed necessary to hit a turn 3 or 4 Titan. And I'm sure all the Amulet players out there will tell me the error of my ways on YouTube, but oh well, that's life. Here's to a better match this time. Alright, so what does this hand do? We have turn 1. This hand seems fine. We're missing some pieces. So if we draw a bounce land, hand's pretty insane. Of course, our opponent could disrupt us, so we have 3 lands, double Amulet. So I guess we'll see what our opponent's up to here. Burn? Yep, looks like it. Okay, this hand isn't fantastic by any means, but it's okay against burn, I guess. So this Rift Bolt might get pointed at the Sakurab's Tribe Scout. See where they decide to aim it. If they go to the face or if they go out to scout. Look how they put this auto yield thing. It's kind of cool. Alright, so they're going at that. Yeah, it's somewhat relevant. Hopefully our opponent doesn't have like they have Eidolon. That's probably the worst case scenario for us here. Yep. Alright, so I think we go ahead. This is going to hurt quite a bit. Yep. Going to 14 to kill an Eidolon here feels absolutely horrible. And pass. So we're not in great shape here. We could really use like a Radiant Fountain or something. Boros Garrison is not the mess we were looking for here. Play out the amulets. It's almost too bad that Gemstone Mine doesn't come into play tapped here, because then we could get 2 counters and transmute, but as is, we're kind of at the mercy of our deck for another blue source, pretty much. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, we're at the mercy of our deck at the moment. Okay, burn spells to the face. Sure. And Boros Charm too. Yep. So they probably untap and kill us here. There's a lot of combination of cards that just kill us here. Okay. Might be stuck with something like Searing Blaze in hand. So, is there any way to... Losing that scout actually cost us the ability to transmute this pact, which is extremely annoying. So what is the play here? And pass. Hope we don't die. Seems like our opponent's stuck on Searing Blazes, perhaps, or lands. Okay. Am I dead? Come on, give us something good. Give us something good here, friend. Yep. I think Radiant Fountain qualifies as something good. Their last card, Skullcrack. Doo-ba-doo-ba-doo. Alright. So we're both kind of sitting here doing nothing. I'm not accelerating. I can't get a Titan. Definitely a pimped out version of... Sure. Last card is Bolt. So... yeah, I can play Pact and then I just die. So... well, that was a fun hand. Alright, so for the burn matchup, it's again our list not having Thrag Tusk is kind of dumb, but alright, so we wanted those cards. Cards do we not want in this matchup? Not really a Tireless Tracker matchup. Walking Ballista is still somewhat relevant. Pact of Negation's a necessary evil. I guess we can cut like a Cavern of Souls. Now, these Dismembers are actually kind of garbage, aren't they? Get the Dismembers out of here. Another Engineered Explosives in. Might be some place for Kozilek's Return, depending on the draw, but I think I'd rather just go like this. So, if the Scout had survived, we could have gotten 2 blue mana in the same turn and transmuted that Pact. What does this hand do? Looks like a whole lot of nothing, but I think we still keep it. Because we've got the Ancient Stirrings. Can play the Ancient Stirrings. We say Amulet of Vigor, Rule Turf. The Amulet will allow us to hit conceivably a faster Titan. We still need to find some type of accelerator. Sacred Foundry, Goblin God. Give us a land, friend. Nope, Azusa. Alrighty. Play out this Amulet of Vigor here. Do this. Go ahead and return the Gemstone Mine to our hand. Pass to our opponent. See if they leave up man, kill Azusa. If not, that's kind of the acceleration we need. Of course, if they hit... So we got to be very careful. This is the kind of hand that we can win with, but it's also like moderately dangerous. Alright, so it looks like they're going to play something main phase. Just hope it isn't Destructive Revelry. Okay, looks like it's not. It's Eidolon. Oh, Smash. Alright, I mean, Smash is annoying, but it doesn't really... It somewhat impacts our decision points, but not really. Alright, play this out. Do that. Play out Azusa. Play this. Pick up that. Play out. Play out the Gemstone Mine. Hope we draw an untapped land pretty much. Smash to smithereens. Okay, Swift Spear, sure. Okay, bolting the Azusa. Path Exile on Azusa. Alright, ironically, that gets us where we want to go. Yes, go get a basic forest. Our opponent inadvertently ramped us to prime time here. Summoners packed on top. We have Titan after Titan. So what do we go get here? Let's see. This, that, this. Prime time. Yes. Go get. Let's see. Radiant Fountain and Simic Growth Chamber. So if our opponent has another path, we'll be in a little bit of trouble, but not really. Alright, I gotta set the triggers, Dodo Bird. Return this land. Gain 2 life. Play out Radiant Fountain. Pass to our opponent. Do another path to exile. This is the kind of game that we usually win, quote unquote. Alright, opponent. So we're going to trade off a Titan for a creature if we get a chance. We just have to. Okay, suspending Roof Bolts. They attacking? They are not. Alright, Azusa, Lost but Seeking. Play this, play out Gruul Turf. Go ahead and alright, opponent is thinking. So this is definitely an impressive burn deck. A lot of their stuff is foiled out. They've got the... Okay, What are you thinking about? I mean, if you skull crack me here, you skull crack me here. There's not a whole lot I can do. Turn that to my hand. Play on Azusa. It's kind of ironic. Our opponent. So from the burn side, you don't want to dilute your deck too much with artifact interaction. I know that's the scary card from the deck, but ironically, having played with both decks, it is not really the... Let's get a skull crack out of you. Does not. Alright. So, I will play a prime time. Presume I go get Teleria West and company here. Alright, my opponent concedes. So this is how the matchup's kind of supposed to go. Alright, so now that we know our opponent has Path to Exiles and Smash to Smithereens, does that really change how we want to proceed? There's some thought to bring in Swan Song, but Swan Song only kind of like delays the kill. Is that worth bringing in? I don't think so. I think we'll just go ahead and resubmit. Our opponent, their game plan is looks like to keep us off of our acceleration, which is a double-edged sword because as the burn player, if you're aiming too much of your... Like the Path to Exile on the Azusa was kind of a bit of a head-scratcher because Azusa had already come down and done her thing. I mean, granted, we didn't have the untapped land, so it actually helped us. So, it was a little bit of a punt on our opponent's part. Alright. I was deciding whether they would like to play first. Yeah, duh. How's everyone doing tonight? Watching a little bit of Amulet Titan. Hopefully without as many punts as I had in my first match. Alright. It's always funny when the burn players are the ones that cause the clock to tick down. Like, come on, you got a deck that can finish matches in 15 minutes. Why are you not just, like, going? Looks like they may even be... Okay, so what does this hand do? This hand... So this hand is... Okay, so we lead on Sakura Tribe Scout, probably gets killed. Azusa on 3. I mean, this hand's definitely a keep. The main thing it's missing is a bounce land, because if we get a bounce land to reset our gemstone mine, we're in a lot better shape. So this is definitely a keep. We lead on Sakura Tribe Scout on 1, Amulet on 2, and then if we get... So we can do a couple different things. We can Summoner's Pact for Baloth in the meantime if we have to. But this hand is dependent upon hitting one of our bounce lands pretty much. So that is a bit of a risk. How many bounce lands are we playing in our list? Since our opponent is taking forever. Maybe we're the ones spacing out here. Alright, Modern, Amulet Titan. So we're operating with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Either 8 or 9 bounce lands. So I think that's enough, but it is a bit of a risk. So yeah, we're keeping this hand. Opponent is mulliganing possibly aggressively, which from the burn side, you really need to be putting pressure on them. So the mulligan 6 kept on top. And they're not fetching. Which I suspect means... Alright, so... lead on scout here. Okay, so they left on top, cracked anyway. Weird. So you scryed to the top and then fetched anyway. It's a little bit of a head scratcher. Damage is not particularly relevant in this. From this particular thing, we deal our damage in large chunks, so is this a Eidolon or Searing Blaze? Eidolon's going to be a bit of a problem, admittedly. Alright, Gruul Turf. So how do we set this up? So... Alright, do this. Float green. Do this. Play that, take our damage. Go ahead and put the Gruul Turf into play. Untap. Return this. Play Azusa. Opponent is dealing us a lot of damage with this Eidolon. So next turn, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're going to have... Yeah, we were very dependent upon that bounce land. Alright, and Smash. Smash is perfectly fine. Ironically, the card that I really didn't want them to keep up was... am I supposed to block here? Going to 11... I don't think so. See if they bolt or path our Azusa now. Go to 11. That's our opponent's final play here. Seems like they have something. So we go and get... it's kind of awkward because we really need to get a second Titan set up or Baloth or something, but we also need to our draw step yields. Okay, Pact of Negation makes this a little bit easier. Go ahead and pact here, go to 9. Go get the prime time. Play that out. Green, green. So the problem is we can't really defend our prime time and do the life gain here. Yes. Go ahead and get Radiant Fountain and Summit Growth Chamber here. Does our opponent have a path? Okay, they have a bolt for our face. Sure. Turn the Radiant Fountain. Go up to 8. Play out Radiant Fountain. And pass. All right. Let's does not attack with the Eidolon. All right, so green, green, just to pay for the pact. Okay, Gemstone Mine was a decent draw here. Just to give our Titan Vigilance. Yes, I'd like to go get a Vesuva and Summit Growth Chamber? Question mark. Copy that. Our opponent have a Skullcrack this time. If they do, we might have to counter it. We'll see. Looks like the answer to that is yes. So let the trigger resolve. So if we go to 8 here, go to 7. I don't think. Go ahead and pick up that. Don't gain life. During their upkeep, we'll set a stop to put this Radiant Fountain back in with the Sakura Tribe Scout. Interesting. So activate. Put this Radiant Fountain in. Gain some life. And there's no 2 cards our opponent could have to kill us here, so I think we're in pretty good shape. Whew! The Burn's always a close navigation matchup, so But generally speaking, from feedback from a lot of Amulet Titan players, it seems that if the Amulet Titan deck is hitting its draws, the Amulet Titan is favored, particularly because of that interaction with Radiant Fountain we just saw. So that's a huge part of why Amulet Titan's considered favored in the matchup. Huh. So what does this hand do? Turn 1 that, turn 2 Amulet bounce. Yeah, I mean, we'll keep it. One thing we're missing is a major action piece, but got enough interaction here to... Well, not interaction, we have enough ramp here that we should be able to hit a fairly early... Storm. Why has it got to be Storm? Okay. Feels like a not very great matchup. Play out that. Play out this. Go and return the forest here, I think. Forest onto the battlefield. Play a walking ballista here. X equals 1. So next turn we'll probably have a Primeval Titan. Alright, so how do we do this? Play this, 2 mana, 5. We're returning the Summit Growth Chamber here. Put that into play. Untap. Turn that. Turning that. Playing Prime Time. Yes, go get Vesuva and Slayer Stronghold. Choose a land for Vesuva to copy. Untap. Untap. And I just punted. Wow. Okay. Hashtag punt. That was a massive punt here. Hopefully our opponent doesn't just kill us here. Okay, sure. Op seems to indicate that they won't be killing us this turn. So, despite my punt, we might live to fight another day. Can we kill our opponent from here? I think I just go ahead and do this. Attack with these guys. Yes, I'd like to grab Simic Growth Chamber and Hilaria West. Untap. Untap. Bounce. Slayer Stronghold. Sure, there was some way of thinking about it. I could have killed them this turn, but let's see here. Got the Slayer Stronghold as our land. Play out. Yeah, we'll just pass here. We have the win in the next turn phase, so even despite punting horribly. Is our opponent scooping? Yeah. Alright, so what I did is I should have activated, definitely needed to activate Slayer Stronghold the previous turn. Alright, so what cards do we want in this matchup? We want the Swan Songs, Seal of Primordium, and Reclamation Sage. Most of that is a hedge against Blood Moon. We also want Rourke Thar. And what are the cuts? Junior Explosives for 1 is fine. Tireless Tracker is not what this matchup is about. The Dismembers are relevant. Cavern of Souls is relevant. Maybe the Colony Garden is the cut on the land end. Because we want to bring in the Bajuka Bog. Although timing that can be tricky. Maybe we take out a Radiant Fountain, because that's not really what the matchup's about. Are the Swan Songs too cute? No. So what is the cut then? Is it like one Azusa? Still a speed match up to a point. Is it one Azusa, one Amulet, and a... Ballista is relevant. This is the problem when your opponent's both fast and can have like a turn 2 or turn 3 Blood Moon. I guess like one Explorer. Try it like this. It's my opinion that I've never played this matchup, but I suspect Storm's horrible for Amulet Titan. What does this hand do? Yeah, I think we keep it. I mean, if we get Blood Moon, we're pretty much dead. But I can't, like... Alright, Rex Sage gives us some out. So, Secure Tribe Scout, go. Okay, got a Baral. Does Walking Ballista help us answer that? Not really. So, what are my choices here? I think it's do this, pick up this, play this, activate this, play this. Go ahead and cast Explore. Well, Azusa would have been I don't know if Azusa actually gets us anywhere. And now, hope we don't die! Because, you know, Storm doing Storm things. Maybe not. Blood Moon? Nope. Gifts ungiven main phase. Interesting. So our opponent is gifting us main phase. So next turn, how much mana can we create? Currently we're at 5 mana. Ritual, gifts and Metamorphose. I guess we give you the mana and hope. Alright, does Vesuva do anything for us here? So I hate to... I got to give them a life, which I guess is fine. Ancient Stirrings, hope we find a Amulet. Does Amulet let us Titan here? It does. But is there any way to... Actually, no, we're 1 mana short, aren't we? Huh. So if we play Azusa, a little less mana, play Azusa, play Amulets, gives us... Alright, I mean... Guess our play is Azusa here. Play out Azusa. Play out Amulets. And then we can get, what, 6 mana. Trigger, trigger, trigger. We can get Ballista here. And then use... So we can Ballista and kill this, or we could set up to get Pact of Negation. I think Pact of Negation is just safer. So use this. Copy that. Go ahead and untap. Turn this land to our hand. Play this. Copy that. Untap. Do this. Okay, do this. So... Because we can Ballista and kill Baral, but if their other card in hand is a Baral, then we're not really... Like Baral or whatever, then we're just vulnerable. So untap, do this, return that, cast a prime time. So I'd like to use this. What are we grabbing though? All right, so we're getting that and that. Untap. Untap. Tap. Tap. Go ahead and return the Teleria West to our hand. Transmute it to go and grab Pact of Negation. And then pass. Hope we don't die. So we know our opponent's got a bunch of mana. Alright, Ritual. Ritual. Okay, we'll let the Past in Flames go. Sure. Yep. Sure. Okay, we'll let that one go. Really kind of hoping they go for the Empty the Warrens kill rather than the but I'm pretty sure we're dead. Grape Shot, Desperate Ritual, Pyretic Ritual. Yeah, I'm just going to conclude that we're dead and move on to the next game. Alright. Gotta love good old Storm. So, is there anything differently we can do? Nope. I think we go ahead and resubmit. So I think the card we most want to land is Rorkthar? Question mark. What does this hand do? Yeah, I mean, we gotta draw a business spell, but if we do, it's pretty good. So is a monk. This is a shaman. So we'll go with Scout on the first one. Play out Sakura Tribe Scout and go. So, I mean, if we draw... Okay, Swan Song is a thing, sort of. Play out Amulet here. Play out Boros Garrison. Okay, return that to our hand. Play it out on... Activate this. Play it out on human. Go ahead and play out Azusa. Do this. Actually, should we just return it? And then, yeah, I'm just screwing around here. Not really, but I'm gonna return that to our hand. Play out amulets. And pass. Now we're waiting on actually drawing something. Alright, we need either... Alright, well, I mean, let's Vesuva to copy your blue source here. And pass. Because we've got nothing going on, unfortunately, other than this swan song. Alright, I mean, we'll play it. Doesn't really do us any good at the moment. Play out this on... What is Rorkthar? Rorkthar is... Ogre Warrior. Just go ahead and name Giant. And unfortunately, we still got nothing. So if our opponent goes for Gifts Ungiven here, I guess we have to counter it. Tweet, tweet. Do you have enough to kill us here? Sure. If you have a ritual, we're pretty well dead here. Looks like that answer is no. One decides not to attack. Really need to draw something here. So we're on a... Really like to draw Summoner's Pact or Rorkthar more than even Primeval Titan. Although Primeval Titan would definitely put us in a position to potentially end the game. So... guess technically Teleria West would do it too. Ancient Stirrings. Well, this is kind of frustrating. So I can Ancient Stirrings for a Teleria West. Hopefully we find a Teleria West here. Nope. Well, I mean, at least we didn't find the stuff we were looking for. So, by what I mean by that is, at least we didn't find Alright, so probably dead here. I would hazard a guess. Just glad we didn't bomb any Summoner's Packs or anything like that. Yep, that pretty much means we're dead. But now it gets to, yeah, we're just dead. Alright, that was fun and entertaining as always. Storm is always such a pleasure. Always such a pleasure. Because what they're doing is ritual, flashback past in flames, and magical only less. Okay, Teleri West in 2 turns would have done it, but by then we were long since past dead, so. This feels like a winnable matchup, but not as bad as I thought it would be, but it's still not great. Felt like if we would have hit any type of business spell in game 3 there, we probably would have won. Because I don't think they can beat. So, with that kind of hand, we could easily get Titan. We Titan pack for Titan. I don't know. I think at that point we just go and get Rourke Thar and make them beat that. So, I think Rourke Thar is our best bet in that matchup, post board especially. So we should be 2-1. I punted horribly against this Titan Shift opponent in game 2. And it felt like Storm was a winnable matchup there, so perhaps this deck is a better position than I initially thought. Alright, so I think we keep this hand. It's got most of what we want. Though if our opponent is able to interact, it gets significantly worse. Scout and pass. Tron. Not sure which version of Tron, but either one is probably not great. So we play out. I'm just playing out Colony Garden, get a Doofus. Look at this, put in that. Bring back Gemstone Mine. Pass. Hopefully, guessing we hope our opponent's on Eldrazi Tron and they don't have a Tron draw. Alright, well, Ghost Quarter's annoying. So from now on, we have to leave up. Oh dear. So drawing Primeval Titan certainly helps here. So what am I playing out here? Doing this. So blue. Go ahead and transmute this. Am I getting Summoner's Pact or am I getting Pact of Negation? I think at this point I'm getting another Summoner's Pact just to play around my opponent. So at this point I'm using Sakura Tribe Elder as a stopgap to stop my opponent from blowing us out. This looks like Eldrazi Tron though. Hers is mine. Curious, very curious. Hopefully our opponent taps out for something here. Expedition map. Well, that's going to be annoying. So I cannot activate. Okay, guess I'll be able to. Is Chalice on 1? Or Walking Ballista? Ah, good old Walking Ballista. I'm going to use this. Put in that. Bouncing this. And you kill that. Drawing good old Slayer Stronghold. So, green, green. Prime time. Using prime time to get probably want So I want to grab Teleria West, Simic Growth Chamber, bouncing what? Teleria West. And I pass here. Next turn, our opponent will have access to Tron, but then we can get Ghost Quarter. Alright, so you have access to Tron, you'll have access to 5 mana here. Tower. There's your play for 5 mana. Reality Smasher? Sure. Which you can't attack with. And I get to blow up Tron this turn. So what would I discard if I was discarding a card? Definitely attacking here. Getting Ghost Quarter. So I get getting Ghost Quarter and Gruul Turf, question mark? Or am I getting Sunhome? Just get another Growth Chamber. Bouncing the Ghost Quarter, playing that as our land for the turn. Go ahead and dismember this here. Discarding with a Forest. Lay out the Ghost Quarter. Take them off of the tower. Now, do I transmute or do I get Summoner's Pact? I think I just transmute here to go get Pact of Negations. Nothing can go horribly wrong. And then, is there anything I can Summoner's Pact for? 1, 2, 8. Okay, so that's 8, 9, 10. 10 mana. Goes Quarter also goes down to 9. So 3 mana, 4 mana. Don't think there's anything worth here going and getting. I'll just hold up Pact of Negation. Chalice of the Void on 0. Okay, that's kind of annoying actually. To go get guess we go and get another Primeval Titan. And then let that resolve, unfortunately, because I don't feel like paying for Pact of Negation. Reality Smasher, sure, whatever. Go ahead and alright. Yes, I'll pay for this. The Suva. So go ahead and attack here. I guess something like All Is Dust could get us, but what else can we do? We'll get Radiant Fountain. Roll Turfer, I guess. Gain 2 life. Untap. Pick this up for the turn. Drop our opponent to 8. Play out Radiant Fountain. Pretty much undo their attack last turn. Get another Primeval Titan out there. What are we grabbing here? Sunhome and Selenia Sanctuary. Picking up Gemstone Cavern, I guess. Gemstone Mine. What you got, opponent? Is that Tron? 6 mana Wormcoil. Yep. That's going to be a difficult one to beat. Especially since I haven't grabbed the right mana by any means. Alright, so that'll make things easier, question mark? Play that out. Play this out. Turn Radiant Fountain. Yes. Go get Gemstone Mine, Gemstone Mine. Untap. Untap. Yes. Go get Teleria West and Rule Turf. Untap. Untap. Bounce. Actually, undo, trigger. So we double strike here. Whatever they put the Wormcoil in front of. Double strike. So now their Wormcoil engine does nothing. And go ahead and transmute to get Walking Ballista. And then they're going to make us go through this, or are they just dead? Looks like they scooped. All right. Well, that was, yeah, that was that. Gah. Deck requires so much thinking. All right, so what do we want? What do we not want? Tell me what you want. We want the second Ghost Quarter. We want Reclamation, Sage, Seal of Primordium. How much credence do we give to Engineered Explosives? Counter enchantment, instant, or sorcery. Don't think we worry about that. So the one card, I think, is there anything in this deck that we don't want in this matchup? Maybe the Garden is the cut here? Because we need the Cavern of Souls just in case they get an abnormally large Chalice. And what is the other cuts? So Tireless Tracker might be a little too slow for this style of matchup. And we got to make one more cut, maybe one of Zusa. Any of these other things make sense. Kozilek's Return, no. Tireless Tracker is eh. Rourke Thar, this isn't really the matchup. Hornet Queen, there's some consideration, but they do have Walking Ballista and whatchamacallit. So we'll keep that in mind for game 2 or 3. Have to be very careful because we did drain a huge amount of clock in that game. So, what does this hand do? Quite frankly, not much. I think we keep it, but it is risky. Ghost Quarter, sure. Ghost Quarter into Expedition Map. All right, well, I mean, things are looking better. So we're going to have Walking Ballista here to punish this opening. Grafdigger's Cage. Okay, that does nothing. Another scout. Seems reasonable. So what are we playing here? Giant. Like, I hate to tell my opponent, Grafdigger's Cage doesn't do anything. Okay, Eldrazi Temple, sure. Dismember is a fine-ish card. We'll get in with one scout here. Alright, so I wonder if our opponent's next play is going to be... Okay, another Eldrazi Temple. Is your play Thought-Knot Seer? Sure. Let that resolve. No. Let it resolve. Alright, so they took pack of negation. So I'm going to go ahead and dismember this to get some better idea of what we're working with this turn. Gruul Turf. Go ahead and put this in. Bouncing. Teleria West. Another scout. Play the Slayer's Stronghold. Play out a scout. Yeah, if they Dustbuster us here, we'll be in some trouble. But we really need to draw something. Okay. Reality Smasher. So 2, 3, 4. I guess I pitched Teleria West since we're no closer to using it here. Our opponent Ghost Cores us here. We're actually really screwed. Azusa, Lost but Seeking. Doesn't do a flipping thing. Guess we're on the idiot beatdown plan. And hope our opponent with a billion mana doesn't have anything. Yeah, that's likely. Okay, Endbringer. Yep. Oh, it's Endbringer. Okay. Ghost Quarter. Alright, I mean... Guess we go after... our Seagate Wreckage. Not like we're winning this game now anyway. We have no answers left to... No answers left to nothing. As soon as the sun taps, we're pretty well dead. Just a Reality Smasher to boot. Yep. Alright. Come the idiots. So I guess I block here. And then... Sure. Huh. We're going to go ahead and scoop to that. Alright. So, opponent didn't show us anything too surprising other than Grafdigger's Cage being total nonsense. So is there some consideration to bringing in... Am I going too hard on the artifact hate? What does these artifacts even hit at the moment? They hit... Walking Ballista and Chalice mainly. Which Chalice can be a real problem, so yeah, I think we have to leave him in. But still... No, no, no. No, no, no. Is there some consideration for Hornet Queen after all this nonsense? Over maybe like Walking Ballista? I think I'll try it. It's possible they even boarded out some number of their Walking Ballistas. Alright, here's to a good hand. Okay. So the problem with this hand is there's no green source. Hope we hit one, I guess. Because if we hit a green source in our first couple draw steps, then this hand is absolutely absurd. Pass. Alright, expedition map, sure. Well, I mean, still need to hit a green source here. And pass. Chalice on 0. Well, that makes our lives more difficult. Oh, and they have drawn too. Okay, game over. Yeah, this game's over. That was anticlimactic. And we weren't drawing a green source anytime soon. Well, that was... It's possible I should have mulliganed to 6, but that hand had a lot of upside. You had the possibility of, if you hit a green source, like one of the green bounce lands there on 2, you get to go turn 2 Azusa, turn 3, like, prime time if they don't have Chalice. So, and we had outs if, you know, our opponent had that Chalice and we still had, like, a green source. But we had no green source and just weren't going anywhere. So, that was one of those risky keeps that if you hit what you're looking for, the hand's nuts. If you miss, though, you just die. Especially since our opponent had Tron. You know, it didn't matter if their hand was a bunch of blanks, quote-unquote. We weren't beating Tron on 3 into any amount of follow-up, so just best to move on. Alright, so what does this hand do? We've got... I mean, we'll keep it. It is risky. Especially on the draw. Oh no, we're on the play. Okay. I'm going to say, if we were on the draw, this hand's a lot more risky. Keep their hand. Do this. Pass. Alright, so... that doesn't tell us anything about what our opponent's really up to. Our opponent knows exactly what we are up to. So I'd really like to draw like a bounce land or something next turn. Still no indication of to what our opponent is up to. Alright, so if we play this out, we just play Tracker here. Next turn, just do whatever. If they want to path this, I'm perfectly happy with that outcome. Apparently not. Green, green. Alright, so I'm not sure what our opponent is up to. So mono green something. It's just mono green nonsense. May very well be. Alright, Sakura Trap Scout. Doesn't really do much. Is there anything I could pact for here that would make sense? Not really. Go ahead and play Azusa. Lay out that. Lay out that. I mean, our opponent's on mono forest, so it's not like Explorer, seriously. Alright. Attack Nissa, try to keep that under control. Our opponent doesn't block, it's just dead. Yep. Blood Moon time? Okay. Opponent still has access to 4 mana here. We really need to get a prime time down. Okay, make a plant, sure. Blood Moon. Yep, Stone Rain on the Ghost Quarter. Alright, looks like there's some style of Ponza deck. Alright, draw a forest. Go ahead and do this. Draw a card. Play Ancient Stirrings. Get, let's see, Teleria West, Sunhome, or play that out. Go ahead and attack both things at Nissa. So we're playing against, it looks like some style Ponza deck. But 1, 2. Okay. Okay, make a plant, sure. Master of the Fells is mildly annoying. Yeah, it's like looks like the Ponza that's heavy on creatures. Really want to draw lands here. Okay, bounce land 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I think we go ahead and attack with this. Force our opponent to chump. The plant again. Play out this, that. green, that. Prime time. Yes. Go and get... What am I getting here? Keeping in mind that our opponent is a... So I want to get... I guess I go ahead and get Slayer's Stronghold and get Boris Garrison's already in play, so I'll use this to copy that. Turn what, Teleria West to our hand? No, return that. Get some lands. Play out that. Get another counter. And then we'll use Sakura Tribe Elder to defend our lands from land destruction. And worst case scenario, our opponent gets a we can blank any of our opponent's land destruction because of Sakura Tribe Scout here. So how's everyone doing tonight? I hope you're enjoying this fine evening, morning, afternoon, wherever you are. This will be probably our last match for the night. Is 3 a.m. local time, so all right, let's see what our opponent does. He's playing on flipping the Huntmaster. I think I'm supposed to cast this here at the end step to keep them from flipping the Huntmaster. What am I even going getting here? Guess just another prime time. And then green, green, that. It looked like their plan was to flip the Huntmaster. Oh, so we draw that. Go ahead and use this to crash through to attack their trigger. Yes. Go and get my other forest and my Sunhome here. Main reason to get the forest is just to play around Blood Moon as much as possible now. So either way, your Nissa's pretty well dead here. I mean, I guess they could conceivably chump away their whole board and Nissa stays alive, but not really worth the end exchange. So next turn we'll go and get... we finally get to flip that. Going after Sakura Tribe Scout. Yep, Azusa. Alright, Azusa is the one, ironically, I don't care about. The one I care about is Sakura Tribe Scout, because I want to blank their LD. I want to blank their land destruction, laddie. wonder if they're realizing that they just screwed up by not killing the scout. So next turn, we didn't have the ability to transmute for Teleria West right now. Our opponent makes the move of, okay, Stone Rain on that. Put in this. Okay. And then that is targeting that, so I will pick this up. Your Stone Rain fizzles. And if you attack with Ravager, I'm 100%. Okay, do that. So we get the Teleria West. I forgot to play the land. Oh well, let's do it this way. Yep. I like to use these lands, yes. Go and grab that and that, I guess? Or no. Colony Garden. So many triggers. What land am I picking up here? Guess I'm picking up Gemstone Mines. So, actually, I should have picked up Colony Garden. And I didn't even attack. Wow, how many freaking punts can I have in one match? Alright, well, I mean, if you're not going to... Okay. Take this opportunity to 16 you. So do this, transmute, go get Pact of Negation. Alright, and pass. And what you got, opponent? Looks like concession. Yeah. So despite our opponent not attacking with that, that happened. Alright. So what cards matter, what cards don't matter against Ponza? Seal Primordium, Reclamation Sage. Our Swan Song's worth it. Probably. Then again, the question again becomes, what am I cutting? What cards don't matter? Cavern of Souls, to a certain extent, doesn't matter. They are blowing up lands, which is relevant. Amulets. Can probably shave a few amulets. This is not really an explosive matchup. It's just we're supposed to do that. Supposed to shave that and bring in what, engineer explosives? Urkthar, maybe leave the Azusa in. Yeah, let's bring in the Urkthar. Try it like this. This isn't really a race situation, so things like amulets aren't, I mean, they're relevant, but they're not. This just feels awful, but I think we have to keep it. Turn 1 Arbor Elf, yep. Alright, play that out. Turn 2 Blood Moon or turn 2... Ugh. Yuck, 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 yuck. Not sure that turn 2 Tireless Tracker is much better for us. Go ahead and play out Seal and pass. Go ahead and cut them off of some of their mana acceleration. Turn 2 Blood Moon. Okay, another tracker. Oh dear. This is going to get ugly real quick. How much does Azusa help us here? Let's see, do this, do this, do this. Azusa, play a bounce land, pick up Colony Garden, play back out Colony Garden. Pass. So theoretically, next turn, if they don't have a land destruction or Blood Moon spell, we can play Prime Time. Good lord. Yeah, we're not winning the card advantage battle, that's for sure. Basic Mountain. Why would you fetch Basic Mountain here? Can't think of a good turn. Okay. Okay. I think we chump this turn. Go ahead and play out a Prime Time. All right, land. out. Green, green. Did I bring in Hornet Queen? I don't think so. I hope that I did. Alright, because Hornet Queen is going to be a big part of our plan. If I brought it in. Please tell me I brought it in. Of course I probably didn't. I did not. Was not expecting our opponent to be able to go bigger than us, so Teleria West, Simic Growth Chamber. Pick up Teleria West here. I think we may lose this game as a result. So we are definitely bringing in. Yeah, this is freaking Inferno Titan. There's no way we're winning anyway. Are they just like sacking 3 clues here? Maybe. Alright, so they're going up to... So, do I just take this hit? No attacks. Interesting. So what we're going to do is do this, transmute this, go grab engineered explosives. So green, no, undo. Undo. Okay. Use blue, those colors. Do this. Yes. Here go your idiots. Attack with prime time. So I'm setting up to get Teleria West and Bounce Land. Yeah, I did lose my Azusa, which kind of sucks, but I think I will gladly trade off Azusa for anything they had going on over there. So our opponent's got a lot of cards, but how much are they going to be able to cash that in? Alright. Surprised they didn't attack last turn. If they had attacked last turn, they would have put us in a lot rougher of a spot. Let's see what they've got here. Got Dismember, which isn't a fantastic card, but it does its job. Is Ballista lethal next turn? Okay, Huntmaster of the Fells. is fine-ish. Bird of Paradise is fine. Okay. What other card do you have in hand? Cracker a Clue. So do I just dismember this Huntmaster now? I think the answer is yes. Don't know if there's any way we can make something lethal here, but okay, so transmute. What are our options? Transmute for Walking Ballista or Pact of Negation. Yes. Go and get guess we get Forest here, just as a play around of something dumb. Transmute. Go and grab Walking Ballista. So 2, 4, 5, 6. Go ahead and save our gemstone mines as much as possible. Yes, x equals 3. Play this. That's one of our gemstone mines. So I think our opponent has all the mana they could want, so like picking off their dorks really doesn't do anything here. Okay, yeah, sure, Balos a thing, sort of. Alright, there's Explore. How much mana do we have? 1, 2, 1 activation, 2 activate. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So Explore. Let's see what this picks us up. Tireless Tracker. Well, that one is a little late to the party. Though, to be fair, I did miss sequence there, so now our opponent has to decide how they want to block to not die, while also we'll get another Teleria West and Simic Growth Chamber. Pick up the Teleria West here. So now our opponent has to decide how to block this. Yeah, if that's your block, I think I'm okay with that. Drop them to 8. What are they paying here? A braid. Yeah, ironically, I think I'm okay with that too. Yeah, blue here. Go get Pact of Negation, I think. Play out. Pass to our opponent. Sure, you get to crack a clue here. It's just ability to cost. Okay. Being Kieran Alar is actually very scary here. It's possible I should not have let that resolve. Yep, I think I let that happen, and then I think they're dead on untap. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Yeah, so they're just dead on untap here. Summoner's Pact. How much mana we've got. Alright, so 3, 5, 13, 14, 15, 16, so 3, 4, I guess that's 6, 8, 16. Our opponent does only have access to 2 mana, correct? So let's go ahead and deal you lethal. Shoot you in the face. Opponent is going to make us kill them. Okay, sure. Opponent is, I don't know if they're trying to mess us up or what's going on here. And whew. All right, so major punts and blunders aside, matchup against Storm felt surprisingly closer than I would anticipate. So if the Storm matchup is close, and some of the other matchups just involved me not punting, I'm wondering how close this deck is to actually being close to top tier again. Because I should have beaten Titan Shift if it weren't for my punts in game 2. Storm was close. And Eldrazi Tron. Trying to think, was there something we could have done differently? There's probably some sequencing issues in one of those games that just caused me some problems. Have to go back and watch. But the nice thing about this league is we got to play against a lot of tier, other than the creature-based version of Ponza there, we did get to play against a lot of tier decks. Played against Eldrazi Tron, Storm, Burn, and Titan Shift. So I think that was actually a pretty awesome league in terms of like testing this deck. Titan Shift, obviously, we should have won. I punted like hardcore game 2 with sequencing of Ghost Quarters and what I fetched up with Primeval Titan. Let's see what else. Eldrazi Tron, I'm sure there were some mistakes somewhere in there. The hand I kept in game 3 was sketchy. Was based on finding green mana, which we have, what? 1, 2, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So I had 17 green sources to hit on, what, 2 draw steps? That's not horrible odds, but there's probably something I could have done differently there. Maybe that keep was too greedy. And then, yeah, beyond that, we did get a little bit lucky against Ponza there in game 2 that they did not attack with both of their tireless trackers. And one mistake I made was I should have played out my lands before going to the line to get the engineered explosives. I mean, it did let us kill the trackers and take over the game, despite our opponent having a billion clues. But, so. Alright, overall, I mean, we went 2 and 3, but much like with Jund last night, a lot of those games just came down to misplays and poor decisions. So, I really need to clean that up. It's one of the things about switching decks so many times is you just make, especially a deck like Amulet Titan, you make so many like minute decision errors or choices, and that's really been kind of a punt of mine lately. So, thanks everyone for tuning in. It's been a lot of fun tonight. We have a lot of content on our YouTube page. Link is down below the stream. For those of you seeing on YouTube later, thank you very much. And for those of you that have been watching here on Twitch, feel free to hit that follow button. We've had a lot of content. We've had Titan Shift. We've had Red Green Through the Breach Titan. We've had Bloom Titan, Amulet Titan now. We've also had a lot of Black Green X decks. We've played Jund. We've played Abzan. We've played 5-color Just Shadow. We've played a little bit of Eldrazi Tron. We've played Burn in the past. We've played a lot of Blood Moon decks like Skred and Blue-Red Through the Breach. A lot of those decks, and then we've also played a lot of the good standard decks we're floating around right now. So, can't guarantee my play is always the greatest, but I do try to bring you guys a wide selection of decks and try and learn as much as you guys do from this stuff. So, thanks very much for stopping by, and hope to catch you again sometime. This has been Dusk for MTGO Tavern here on Twitch, and Dusk to Dawn Gaming on YouTube. Good night, everybody.